If you really want to know how good you are at a subject, teach it to someone. If you want to just be very direct, teach, and then you'll find out, are you that good or not? And it's not because of your capability, it's watching the other person's capability grow and they excel and one day surpass you. I think the other side on this is that you come to a moment in time, at least I did in my life, where, you know, I read a lot, I executed a lot, I burned my hands every which way, I cut my face on everything. And then I knew that there will be a moment in time where I won't have the energy for this anymore. And that, when that day comes, I want to know that whatever this experience was more useful than just the money in my pocket. So being able to provide that to other people was extremely important to me. But also, my mom was a social worker. So I grew up watching what happens when you teach people and you help people. So giving and service and helping people was just something that we saw, and it just made sense in an industry that can be notorious for you can't come in, and there's always these gatekeeping things that can happen. And I just got to a point where I was like, you know what we're not going to do is be elitist. And if Streamline and myself can help to onboard the Global South with anyone who wants to, wherever they are, we're going to do that. And what we're going to do is just be frank and honest and to the point. We're going to take away the decorations and it's all about beauty and this. No, it's not. It's hardcore. This is what it looks like. Because what we're not going to do is basically bring in people who get victimized by it. Because you need to know eyes wide open what it is. Know the game you're playing is basically what that is. At the same time, it's not gloom and doom. It's beautiful. But you have to be honest about it. And I think this is where, when you look at the writing and you look at the videos and you look at the stuff that we've done as an organization, we always come back to a core center that we're eternally grateful and have a lot of gratitude for the opportunities we've had, for the punishments we've taken, for the failures we've had, but we refuse to let them twist and distort our understanding of life. Because in the end of the day, you don't need video games to live. It is such an opportunity to work in this space. But at the same time, we're also not going to say as though it's just the easiest thing ever. And I think those two things being true is what we focus on, to say, look, all the blessings we've ever had, all the opportunities we've ever had, the chances we've had, we're going to give back as much as we can to whoever wants to help or to be a part of it. And we do that because in the end, what is the point if we can't help other people? What is the point? And I mean that not from some hippie way. I'm not going to go bleed or anything. That's not what I mean. But there is a moment in time where you realize, I make money effectively making toys for very wealthy people who can afford a toy outside of food, water, shelter. So that there's a moment in time where you're like, okay, well, that's great. But how about we teach some of these kids to actually be in this industry so they too can then move their lives up. So their economic mobility, social economic mobility goes up as well. And they get to inherit this. And that's effectively what's happened.